What if I told you that the air around you right now is part of a never-ending journey? A journey that moves from land to ocean, and then back again, over and over, every single day. You may not see it, but you can feel it. Wind. But here's the real question. Why does wind never stop moving? Why doesn't the air just stay still? To understand this, we need to look at one powerful force. The sun. The sun is the engine that drives almost everything on Earth. It gives us light, heat, and energy. But that energy is not distributed equally. During the day, sunlight hits both land and ocean. But they don't react the same way. Land heats up very quickly. Ocean heats up slowly. Why? Because water can absorb and store more heat than land. So within a short time, the land becomes much hotter than the ocean. Now imagine the air sitting above the land. As the ground heats up, the air above it also heats up. And when air becomes hot, it expands, becomes lighter, and starts to rise. This rising air creates something very important. A low-pressure area near the ground. And nature always tries to balance pressure. So what happens next? Cooler, heavier air from the ocean rushes in to replace the rising warm air. This movement of air from ocean to land is called a sea breeze. It's a simple idea, but incredibly powerful. If you've ever been near a beach during the day and felt a cool wind blowing toward you, that's the sea breeze in action. It's nature trying to balance temperature and pressure. But here's something even more interesting. This movement doesn't just stop at the surface. As warm air rises above the land, it eventually cools down and spreads outward, moving back toward the ocean at higher altitudes. So what you have is a complete loop. Air moves from ocean to land at the surface, rises over land, then moves back toward the ocean above, creating a cycle, a continuous circulation system. Now let's go deeper. What happens when the sun disappears? When night falls, everything changes. The land, which heated up quickly, also cools down quickly. But the ocean, it releases heat slowly. So during the night, the ocean is actually warmer than the land. Now the roles reverse. The air above the ocean becomes warmer and begins to rise. Once again, rising air creates a low-pressure area. And once again, nature responds. Cooler air from the land moves toward the ocean to replace that rising warm air. This movement is called a land breeze. So now the direction of the wind has changed. During the day, ocean right pointing arrow land. At night, land right pointing arrow ocean. Back and forth. Again and again. Never stopping. But here's the deeper truth. This is not just about wind. This is about balance. The Earth is constantly trying to balance heat and pressure. Without this system, some areas would become extremely hot, while others would become extremely cold. There would be no smooth flow of energy, and that would affect everything. Weather patterns would change drastically. Cloud formation would be different. Rainfall could disappear in some regions. Even ocean currents, which depend on wind, would slow down or stop. And ocean currents are responsible for transporting heat across the planet. So without wind, entire ecosystems could collapse. Now think about this. Every time you feel wind, you are feeling the result of temperature differences, pressure changes, and energy transfer happening on a global scale. You are feeling physics in real life. But here's a question for you. What would happen if the sun suddenly stopped heating the Earth unevenly? No temperature difference. No rising air. No pressure change. No wind. The world would become still. Silent. And that silence would be dangerous. Because wind is not just movement. Wind is life. It cools us down. It drives weather. It supports oceans. It connects different parts of the Earth. So next time you feel a gentle breeze, don't ignore it. That small movement of air is part of a massive invisible system that keeps our planet alive. From land to ocean and back again, forever.